momentum and energy. Newton's three laws of motion. First law of motion is defined as, in absence of a net force, an object moves with constant velocity. The statement for second law. Force is the product of mass and acceleration. Hence, F bar equal to mass into acceleration. And third law of motion. For any force, there is always equal and opposite reaction. Now we see first law. An object at rest will remain at rest unless a net force is applied to it. Hence, an object in motion will continue to move with the same speed in the same direction unless a net force is applied to it. In order to define this first law of motion in detail, we see some examples here. Example number 1. Motion of a ball falling down through the atmosphere, or a model rocket being launched up into the atmosphere. And the second one, motion of a kite when the wind changes can also be described by the first law. These are the two examples in order to clear the statement of Newton's first law. Now we see Newton's second law. As force equal to F bar is equal to mass into acceleration, it is shown here, or this acceleration is equal to F bar upon the mass of that body. Now the examples of second law. Newton's second law of motion says that acceleration means the gaining speed happens when a force acts on a mass, that is acts on object. For example, riding your bicycle is a good example of this law of motion at work. Here the bicycle is the mass, your legs, muscles pushing on the pedals of your bicycle is the force. It is the routine example in order to clear the idea of Newton's second law of motion, that is force equal to mass into acceleration. Let us see third law of motion. For every force, there is always an equal and opposite reaction force. For example, a car accelerates forward because the ground pushes forward on the drive wheels in reaction to the drive wheels pushing background on the ground. Let us move further for the next concept in this topic as linear momentum. Linear momentum. How one can define this linear momentum? It is a fundamental quantity like force, energy. It is a vector quantity, points in the same direction as velocity direction. The linear momentum P of an object of mass m moving with velocity is defined as to be the product of mass and velocity. In short, it is equal to P bar is equal to mass times velocity bar. This momentum depends on an object's mass and velocity. Conservation of momentum. Linear momentum is a vector quantity. Its direction is same as the direction of velocity. The dimensions of momentum are mass into length upon time. Hence, SI unit of momentum are kilogram meter per second. It is shown here. Momentum can be expressed in component form as Px bar equal to m times Vx bar, Py bar equal to m times Vy bar, Pz equal to m times Vz bar. Here Px, Py and Pz are the three components of linear momentum, whereas Vx, Vy and Vz are the three components of velocity vector. In an isolated and closed system, the total momentum of the system remains constant in time. In case of isolated system, no external forces. In case of closed system, no mass enters or leaves the system. The linear momentum of each colliding body may change, whereas the total momentum P bar of the system cannot be changed. When no external forces acting on the system consisting of two objects that collide with each other, the total momentum of the system remains constant in time. When there are no external forces acting on a system consisting of two objects that collide with each other, total momentum of the system remains constant in time. It is shown here with the mathematical form. Now we move towards the angular momentum. Linear momentum is equal to P bar equal to mv bar. Angular momentum is equal to L bar is equal to I omega bar. Linear momentum is P bar equal to mv bar. Angular momentum equal to L bar equal to I omega bar. Both are the vectors. The graphical presentation of angular momentum of particle is explained here with the mathematical form L bar equal to R bar cross P bar, and it is equal to m times R bar cross V bar. It is according to the definition of angular momentum of particle. L bar equal to m times R bar cross V bar. It is also equal to R bar cross P bar. Here it is the situation. The three axes x, y and z. Point of intersection of these three axes is at O. Now along z direction, the angular velocity vector is shown as L bar equal to R bar cross P bar, and O R bar is the vector. This point particle is here having mass m. It accelerates along the direction y with linear momentum P bar, and the angle between linear momentum vector and that of the OR bar is denoted here as phi. Hence, angular momentum is L bar equal to the product of position vector R bar and that of the linear momentum vector. It is L bar equal to R bar cross P bar, and it is shown graphically in the present diagram. Angular momentum and torque. In this case, rotational motion is defined as apply the torque to a rigid body. The torque causes the angular momentum to the change. The net torque acting on a body is the time rate of change of its angular momentum. It is formulated as F bar net is equal to summation of F bar is equal to the time derivative of linear momentum. F bar net force equal to summation of forces is equal to time derivative of linear momentum is the LHS of this equation, which implies that net torque is equal to summation tau is equal to the time derivative of angular momentum as L d by dt of angular momentum L bar. Summation tau and the velocity V bar both are to be measured about the same origin O as shown in the previous diagram. Now we see the next concept as work. How the work is defined? Work provides a means of determining the motion of an object when the force applied to it is known as function of position. Let us move for work energy theorem. let us move for work energy theorem. The net work W is the net work done by this, and net force is acting on a body. It is formulated as, means force and work are related with this equation. As net work done is equal to integration from initial displacement to final displacement as xi to xf into net force x dx. It is the appropriate formulation for work. The most simplified form here, xi to xf f net dx is equal to integration from xi to xf mi dx is equal to mass times integration xi to xf. This acceleration is the time derivative of velocity dv by dt dx. It is again written as mass times velocity from initial velocity to final velocity dx upon dt dv is equal to m times integration from vi to vf v dv. It is the expression for. Now it is given as, since initial limit, lower limit is initial velocity, upper limit is final velocity, then its simplification will be equal to W net work done is equal to mass times v square upon 2 from lower limit vi to final limit vf. It is equal to, according to the formulation, m by 2 vf square minus vi square. Hence, W net work done is equal to 1/2 m times vf square minus 1/2 m times vi square. It is the formula for this. Therefore, the net work done is equal to T2 minus T1. Now T2 is the final kinetic energy, T1 is the initial kinetic energy, and delta T is the change in energy. Hence the equation W is equal to T2 minus T1 into delta T. In work energy theorem, both work and kinetic energy are scalar quantities and have same unit as joule. This theorem is applicable to the group of particles.